How's the house hunting coming? Are you a little discouraged? Does it seem like every time you send a listing to your agent, they tell you, sorry, that's got an offer on it already? Or maybe you've been lucky enough to actually see a few houses and put some offers in, only to be caught up in a multi-offer situation and you didn't come out on the winning end. Well, I'm Joel Craig. I'm your guide to Hudson Valley Lifestyle and Real Estate. In this video, I'm going to give you a few tips to help you get your offer accepted in a hot real estate market. So the first one is to be prepared both emotionally and financially. And by emotionally, I mean you have to realize that even though this is your forever home, it's still a financial transaction. And you probably still can't afford to make a mistake and pay too much. So you have to realize that you are in competition with other people, that you may have to move faster than you want to move, or that you may have to offer more than what you're comfortable with. And you need to decide where those boundaries are before you start making an offer. You also need to be prepared to see these houses on a moment's notice, if at all possible. The minute they come on the market, you want to be one of the first through the door. And I know that can be difficult, particularly if you don't live in the area, but you need to set aside that time and make every effort to get there and make a yes or no decision on that house the minute it comes on the market. And minimally, if you can't, then you need to have your agent go and walk through it with you. They can video or FaceTime or whatever, so that you can make a yes or no decision on whether to come see that at your earliest convenience. You need to be prepared financially, minimally with a pre-qual, but I would suggest going ahead and getting a pre-approval. If you're going to have a mortgage, because if there's multiple offers and you submit an offer with a Quicken Loans pre-qual that you spent 30 seconds online with, and somebody else submits an offer with a pre-approval from a local bank, guess how that's going to be received by the listing agent and how he's going to pass that on to the seller. They're going to have more confidence in a pre-approval than they are with an online pre-qual. So you should go ahead and start working on that. And you should clear up any financial issues that you might have before you're out making offers on houses. So now that you're ready to make an offer, you need to keep it simple. Throwing in a lot of contingencies and a lot of conditions on an offer will only make it look like this is going to be a difficult one to deal with, or it's going to be difficult to close. So you want to keep it as clean as possible. Talk to your agent about what contingencies and conditions absolutely need to be in there. But writing in things, you want this piece of furniture, or you want the picture on the wall, or you want this condition or that condition. Again, that's just going to scare the listing agent. It's going to scare the seller that this is going to be a difficult transaction, too many moving parts. So keep it simple. If you do find yourself in a multiple offer situation, you'd really need to know what the rules are. You need to know when that deadline is, and you need to have your agent communicate with the listing agent and make sure that you're getting your offer in on time. There's nothing worse than to be in a multiple offer situation and to miss the deadline. Or there's nothing worse than to be discouraged by a multiple offer situation. Just because there are multiple offers doesn't mean that your offer can't get selected. You just need to follow some of these tips that I'm giving you in the video here. And again, if you have an offer coming in, have your agent communicate that immediately. Let the listing agent know that you have an interest and that you may be putting in an offer. There's nothing worse, again, than to have an offer come in and have them accept it, not knowing that they may have another offer coming in. So have your agent communicate directly with the listing agent. Tell them, we've got an offer coming in, and stop the presses. Wait for us to get into the game. And one final tip, if you find yourself in a multiple offer situation, is what they call an escalation clause. Now, if you've ever bid on something on eBay, you put in an amount, but your bid goes in here and then it gets incremented up as other bids are made. An escalation clause works very similar to that. You're going to put in your offer, and then you're going to say, I will escalate it by, say, $1,000 over every other offer that comes in up until this point. Now you need to make sure that your agent understands how this works, that the listing agent understands how this works and that they can properly convey that to the seller, because it can be confusing, and confusion is not your friend. But it will keep you from overbidding on a property. You're only going to go up as much as the last bid. So it could be a very effective tool. I would encourage you to use it if you find yourself in a multiple offer situation. So I hope these tips help. I hope you can get out there and make some good offers, and I hope you get that house you've been looking for. This is Joel Craig, your guide to Hudson Valley lifestyle and real estate, and I'll see you out there.